What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Natasha. I am recently married, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about Jesus, books, and sometimes I show you guys my daily life. Let's get right into this video. So I recently posted a video like this a while ago. This is what it was, and I just wanted to reshare with you guys the current Christian books that I'm currently reading, because I know I talk a lot about books, but in between each one I am reading a lot of Christian nonfiction. So I wanted to share with you guys my favorite ones that I have read in 2023. I think these are all 5-star reads. If not, they're 4 to 5 star, but never anything under 4 because I love them that much. And these books are books that I would recommend to anybody and everybody. So I'm gonna show you guys. I have my trusty stack right here. This is what they look like. They're all varying sizes, but ironically enough, they're all around the same page count. So the first book I've talked about literally almost every single video that I post. Oh My God by J.I. Packer. A quick synopsis of this book is this is old school theology, so like mid 1900s I believe, or mid to late 1900s literature. J.I. Packer is a theologian, and he's just talking about what it truly means to make the claim that you know God personally as a person that God is. Extremely interesting, extremely revelatory, but you definitely need to take your time because it is such an intelligent book that you're gonna want to get a highlighter, a pen, and a notepad, because that's what this book will do to you. Book number 2 that I gave 5 stars and that I love with all my heart, and I would recommend it to literally anybody, anywhere, even if you're not a Christian, is The Last Sin Eater by Francine Rivers. This is the very first Francine Rivers book I have ever read, and when I tell you, it captured my heart. This story is real, it's raw, it's deep, it's authentic, it's emotional, and it's also so true. It's truth-seeking, it answers questions. It truly is a beautiful story. It's a realistic fiction, otherwise known as a literary fiction, and it tells the story of a little kid going through life, trying to figure stuff out, trying to figure out her family, how she fits in, her siblings, and asking the right questions of, is there more to this life than what she currently sees? And the answer is something so beautiful. It's the reason why I recommend you guys to read this book. It is phenomenal, and I love it so much. It was 5 stars. The next 2 books I'm currently in the middle of, like literally in the middle of. The first one is Destined to Reign by Joseph Prince. He's actually a prominent pastor. He is originated in Singapore, and I love his sermons. They're very, very deep, very like filled with meat and knowledge and wisdom and revelation, but his books are so easy to understand. He writes as though he's speaking to you as though you were a friend. So I highly recommend. This book talks about grace and how we can reign alongside Jesus. We are co-partners, co-heirs with Jesus, and what that means for us living in a day-to-day life. So I highly recommend. It's called Destined to Reign by Joseph Prince. The 4th book is called The Shack by William Paul Young. I also highly recommend this book, but there are trigger warnings. It is a very dark, emotionally heavy book, but if you can get past the beginning few stages that lead to more deep questions, this book can truly open your eyes to a world that you never even knew was there, and the best part is that that world is real. So I highly recommend this book. It's really changing how I see the world, changing how I see God himself, because although this is a Christian fiction, it represents God in a way that I've never read in a non-fiction book. I highly recommend this book. It is a little bit tough. There are difficult parts to read through, but it's so worth it. So I highly recommend. The 3rd book is actually a middle grade children's fiction series. It is a Christian fiction series by Chris Brown, and it is called The 12 Bibles, The Secret Bible Society Book 1. I was actually gifted this by Chris Brown himself, and I loved this book. I would fully get the 2nd book that's coming out in September. I think it actually came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came out Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Either Thursday or yesterday. But I highly recommend this book. It reads a little bit like Narnia in the sense that any grade, any age level can read this book and understand it and understand the point that it's trying to come across. It is action-packed. It is honestly pretty realistic, and it's kind of dystopian in the way that it's set 10 years from now, in the way that it's set in the future. I love this book. I could barely put it down. It's very short, only 158 pages. So if you're looking to get into reading and want something easy, lighthearted, and Christian, this is the book. Or if you have kids that are in middle school, you can definitely give them this book, and I'm sure that they love it because it was extremely interesting, and I'm 22 and I loved it, so I would highly recommend. I gave this a 4.75 stars, I believe. The next book I have also not finished yet, and you've also seen me talk about this in so many videos, is The Normal Christian Christian Life by Watchman Nee. The reason why I keep bringing it up is because the more pages I read, because although I'm reading it very slow, every single page is filled with wisdom and knowledge that bring you back to the basics of Christianity, the foundational aspects of Christianity, and just dig so much deeper and unearth so much revelation. Like, I've heard people question things about the foundations of Christianity, but this book tells you why. This book tells you why everything is important, why certain things happen, what the blood means, what the body means, what the wine and the bread mean for communion, and also a bunch of other topics. And it really just shows you what Jesus meant and the things that he spoke about in the 4 Gospels. So I highly recommend it. It is a very small book. This book is just under 300 pages, if not slightly over 300 pages. It is a quick read, but it is also filled with so much knowledge and revelation. You also want to get a highlighter and a pen while reading this book. I so highly recommend this book. I anticipate myself rating this book 5 stars. And the last book that I have read is The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness by Tim Keller. Tim Keller has been such a foundational guide in my Christian walk. I've read The Meaning of Marriage, and I've read The Reason for God by him. I believe that's the title of it. And now I have read The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness, and he was such a prominent leader in the Christian world. He is now in heaven with Jesus, so I'm very excited for him, very happy for him that he gets to be home right now. This book is literally only 48 pages, and it will change your life. It will change the way that you think, the way that you speak, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you think of others. It is so crucial for everybody. You don't even have to be Christian to read this book. Like, seriously, you do not have to be Christian to read this book at all. If you just want to better yourself, this book is the book for you. If you want to know what it's like to be more like Jesus, this book is the book for you. If you want to experience a life of freedom, no matter who you are or what you're doing or what you believe in, this book is the book for you. It opened my mind and my eyes to things that I didn't even know I was doing, and it opened my eyes to things I didn't even know wasn't as healthy as everyone makes them seem to be. So I highly recommend this book. I also gave this book, I think I gave it 5 stars. Yeah, I gave this book 5 stars. It's only 48 pages, so that's how you know it's good. Let me backtrack and show you guys all of the books that I highly recommend for you guys to read that are in the genre of Christian fiction or Christian nonfiction. So the first book is Knowing God by J.I. Packer. It's a little under 300 pages. The Last Sin Eater by Francine Rivers, I believe, is slightly over 300 pages, and it is a Christian fiction. Knowing God by J.I. Packer is a theology book. Destined to Reign by Joseph Prince is a Christian nonfiction book. The Shack by William Young is a Christian fiction book. The 12 Bibles by Chris Brown is a Christian fiction middle grade book series. The Normal Christian Life by Watchman Nee is a Christian nonfiction book. And The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness by Tim Keller is a Christian nonfiction book. These are the 7 books. Oh, 7, that's God's number. These are the 7 books that I highly recommend you guys read, Christian or not Christian, at whatever point in your walk with God you're in right now. These are the books that will just develop your relationship with Jesus, because that's what it is. It's not religion, it's a relationship with a person. And once you get to know that person, you will never be the same. So these are the books that I recommend you give out a try if you want. I hope this video bless you in some way. And if you do end up getting one of these books and reading them, please let me know, comment down below, or send me a DM on Instagram. And I would love to chat about these books with you, because they've just revealed so much about the Lord to me that I didn't even know was possible. That's why they hold a special place in my heart. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you guys, and peace.